They say a teacher's job is to build the future. But for Mr. Bennett, it felt like his future was destroyed by the very person he tried to save. 25 years ago, Mr. Bennett was the most respected history teacher at Oak Ridge Academy. But in one single afternoon, his reputation was dragged through the mud. He was accused of covering up a crime committed by a troubled student. The school board fired him, the parents spat on his name, and he was banned from ever teaching again. For 2 decades, Mr. Bennett lived in the shadows, working odd jobs forgotten by the world. But today, Oak Ridge Academy is facing its own destruction. The bank is foreclosing, and the school is about to be turned into a parking lot. Just as the gavel is about to fall, a man who hasn't been seen in 25 years walks into the room. He isn't here to say goodbye. He's here to show the world that Mr. Bennett didn't just teach history, he changed it. The story takes us back to the autumn of 1999. Oak Ridge Academy was a school for the wealthy, but Mr. Bennett always looked out for the few scholarship kids who struggled to fit in. One of them was Elias, a boy from the rough side of town who had a brilliant mind but a silent tongue. Elias was often bullied by the rich kids, led by a boy named Julian, whose father was the school's biggest donor. One afternoon, a gold watch belonging to the principal went missing from his office. It was a priceless heirloom. Within hours, the watch was found, inside Elias's locker. The principal was furious. He called the police. Elias stood there, trembling, his eyes filled with a fear that looked like guilt, but to Mr. Bennett, it looked like a cry for help. Julian and his friends smirked from the hallway. They had framed him, but no one believed a poor boy over the son of a millionaire. The principal demanded that Elias be expelled and arrested, but Mr. Bennett stepped forward. He did something that shocked the entire room. He claimed that he had found the watch on the floor and had placed it in Elias's locker for safekeeping, forgetting to tell the principal. It was a lie. A clear, desperate lie to protect a boy whose life would be over the moment those handcuffs clicked. The aftermath was brutal. No one believed Mr. Bennett's story, but since he took the blame, they couldn't arrest Elias. Instead, the school board turned their fury on the teacher. They accused him of being an accomplice, a corrupter of youth. Mr. Bennett was fired that very evening. He was stripped of his pension and his teaching license. As he packed his books into a cardboard box, Elias approached him in the empty parking lot. The boy was crying, asking Mr. Bennett why he did it. Why did he ruin his life for a student who was nothing to him? Mr. Bennett placed a hand on Elias's shoulder. He told Elias that the world has enough successful people, but it doesn't have enough honest ones. He told him, "Don't let their lie become your truth. Go out there and prove that I wasn't a fool for believing in you." Mr. Bennett drove away that night, leaving behind the only life he ever knew. Elias watched the red taillights disappear, clutching a history book Mr. Bennett had given him. A book about men who sacrificed everything for the truth. 25 years is a lifetime. For Mr. Bennett, it was a slow crawl through poverty. He worked as a security guard, a delivery driver, and finally a janitor at a public library. He never married. His only companions were the books he loved. He watched from afar as Oak Ridge Academy began to crumble. The wealthy donors moved away, the management became corrupt, and the school fell into massive debt. By 2025, the school was a ghost of its former self. The current board, led by a middle-aged and arrogant Julian, the same boy who had framed Elias, decided to sell the land to a luxury apartment developer. They didn't care about the history or the students, they just wanted the payout. The final meeting was set. The community was heartbroken. Old teachers sat in the back row, weeping as Julian prepared to sign away the soul of the school. The meeting was held in the old school library. Julian sat at the front, a golden pen in his hand, ready to sign the contract. Mr. Bennett was there too, sitting in the very back, unnoticed. He had come to say goodbye to the place where he had once found his purpose. Just as Julian was about to press the pen to the paper, the heavy oak doors swang open. A man in a charcoal suit walked in. He didn't look like a developer. He looked like a king. Behind him were 3 lawyers and a woman carrying a briefcase. Julian looked up, annoyed. "The beating is closed," he snapped. "The land is sold."
The man didn't stop until he reached the front table. He looked at Julian with eyes that were cold and sharp. "I'm not here to bid on the land," the man said. His voice was deep and echoed through the silent library. "I'm here to announce that I have purchased the bank that holds your debt, and as of 9 o'clock this morning, I am the owner of this academy."
The room erupted in whispers. Julian's face turned white. "Who the hell are you?" he stammered. The man didn't answer Julian. Instead, he turned his back on the board and began to scan the room. He looked past the lawyers, past the angry parents, until his eyes landed on the old man in the back row. The man walked down the aisle. The crowd parted like the Red Sea. He stopped in front of Mr. Bennett. The billionaire, the man who had just bought an entire school, did something no one expected. He knelt down on the dusty floor in front of the old janitor. "The history book you gave me," the man whispered, his voice trembling with emotion. "I read every page, and then I went out and wrote my own." Mr. Bennett's eyes widened. He looked at the powerful man and saw the scared scholarship boy from 25 years ago. "Elias?" he breathed. Elias stood up and helped Mr. Bennett to his feet. He turned to the crowd and the board. 25 years ago, Elias announced, this school threw away its most valuable asset. You traded a man of honor for a golden watch. You called him a disgrace because he chose to protect a boy who had nothing. Elias looked at Julian, who was trembling behind the desk. Today, the debt is settled. The sale to the developers is canceled. This school will remain a school, but it will no longer be Oak Ridge Academy. It will be renamed the Bennett Institute of Honor. The crowd burst into a standing ovation. Teachers were crying and students were cheering. Elias turned back to Mr. Bennett. I didn't just buy the school, sir, Elias said. I've cleared your name. The police records from 1999 have been investigated. Julian's former friends finally talked. The truth is out. You are no longer a disgraced teacher. You are the dean of this institute. Mr. Bennett looked around the room, tears streaming down his wrinkled face. He realized that a teacher's influence never stops. It ripples through time, growing stronger with every year. They say that the truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a while, but it ain't going away. Mr. Bennett lost his job, his house, and his pride to protect a lie. But in doing so, he planted a seed of truth in the heart of a child. If you've ever had a teacher or a mentor who believed in you when no one else did, cherish them, because their belief is a flame that can light up the darkest of times. Remember, a good deed is like a star. You might not see it during the day, but it's always there, waiting for the night to show its true brilliance. If this story moved you, type respect in the comments and share it to honor the teachers who change lives every day.